Hey, my name's Miles, and I'm just doing what I like best, keeping time with the blues. Before this tune gets too complicated, I realize you folks might be wondering what kind of place this is. Welcome to Tattertown. This is the place where everything you've ever lost winds up. And I do mean wind up.
She was heading home for Spain, but she would never arrive. Pirates were waiting, and for the merchant ship Rosario, it was the end of the journey. She was attacked, and in her race to escape, she struck a reef and went down. Crew and cargo went with her. The year was 1590. And the Rosario was forgotten for centuries.
Well, let's see what you're hoarding, street rat. A single coin? All that bedlam for this? I don't know which one of you is dumber.
It's all I have, and I want it back, you big ox.
Who do you think you're talking to, boy? You're not talking to me like that, are you?
Queen was once a wonderful woman, but the magic emerald of Khufu poisoned her heart, filling her with evil.
That's putting it mildly.
Things got much worse after she used the emerald to give her brothers their own amulets. Not only does the emerald create great magic, it creates great anger inside those who share its power. Unfortunately, my queen refuses to believe that she's responsible for the Great Rift.
Your assumption is correct, Susan Richards. But the others cannot help you now. My every sense is as sharp as any jungle cat's. I hear even the softest footfall. I applaud your cleverness, Mrs. Richards. But even when a panther cannot hear his victim, he can always detect the scent. I have studied your powers well. My speed allowed me inside your force field before you could seal it. Now, sleep gas will end your futile struggling. By the time you awaken, the hunt will be over, and the Black Panther shall have won his greatest victory.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles. Stone by day, warriors by night. We were betrayed by the humans we had sworn to protect. Frozen in stone by a magic spell for 1,000 years. Now here in Manhattan, the spell is broken, and we live again. We are defenders of the night. We are gargoyles.
I considered caring about you. It took some effort, but I arranged for you to join this party because I planned to share the money with you. But our little family reunion disappointed me, Father. So I've decided to hate you too. It's a shame about you, my dear. I'm afraid you were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Get back! Get back!
Mazda 23rd, what's going on here?
Got me, detective. Must be a heck of a party up there.
You want to call that in?
Call what in?
That's it. I'm off, sugar. You got me. Whatever it is, it's big. And it's mad. I don't think so, unless you're packing a nuclear weapon.
We are Mr. Pig.
No, you're not. We are the only Mr. Pig in the world. You are nobody.
You!
Mr. Pig speaking. Pigo, Pigo. You're not getting off that easy. Sick 'em, Rooster.
You ask stupid questions. That makes me feel better. Get out of here. About to take your head off. All right, Game Boy. This is what you're gonna do. Stay alive long enough to give your boss, what's his name? You're gonna tell Tony to keep his goons out of these alleys. As of now, they're out of bounds. You're gonna give him my message. Because guess what? As far as I know, I'm already dead. Which means I'm waiting for your sorry ass in the afterlife.
Grandmasters tipped me off to Kronika. Said she was resurrecting some Netherrealm god named Shinnok. But that's not happening on my watch. Kronika's just as much a devil as Malebolgia. Both make promises, both tell lies. Both underestimate me. That's why I'll make a new hell for them, where they can burn together for eternity. I'll see your sorry ass in the afterlife. Enjoy hell. Tell Malebolgia I'm coming for him. I've come to take you to hell. Hell's almost full, but I'll make room for you. Silence them. Switching mags. Last mag. They're in the afterlife. I'm taking fire. Thanks. Contact! Contact! Hell will have to wait. Need to heal. Now. You fight like a demon. Work for me, or I'll rip your head off. I'm always watching. Together we can take down the forces of evil. I'll lead. Took you long enough.
It is a world forged by fire and ice. A wonderland with jagged edges. Born of a cataclysmic eruption nearly 2 million years ago. It's been exploding ever since. Yellowstone. This is the first national park on Earth, and perhaps still the greatest.
Hercules!
Hercules drive my solar chariot?
I knew you'd volunteer.
But the sun... Now, be careful. She slips going into third sometimes.
In ancient times, the land lay covered in forests, where, from ages long past, dwelt the spirits of the gods. Back then, man and beast lived in harmony. But as time went by, most of the great forests were destroyed. Those that remained were guarded by gigantic beasts who owed their allegiance to the great forest spirit. For those were the days of gods and of demons. Leave this forest. For the next time we meet, I will have to kill you. Look on my tribe, Morrow. We grow small, and we grow stupid. We will soon be nothing but squealing game that the humans hunt for their meat. I do not ask for the help of the wolf tribe. Even if every one of us dies, it will be a battle the humans will never forget.
There's a certain merchant who's, how to phrase this, not cooperating fully with the underground. Quite simple. Hunt down the merchant and his wife, and exterminate them. All a matter of semantics, but yes, kill them. Will you take the job? Oh, excellent. The standard pay is 500 scripts to open, and another 2,500 to close. They live in the Heights on Barter Street and Thunder Avenue. Complete the job in return. Trust me, I'll know. I have awakened. Who goes there? Defend yourself. The hand of justice shall not be stayed. Your company continues to further the ends of justice. You are merciful and weak. Steel your heart before the disease spreads. Your actions cry out for justice. You have broken your word. You are a liar, a traitor to truth, and an enemy to all honest men. Executing sentence. While we wait, mercy and evil seeps into the hearts of more victims. My armor has been breached. I am undone. I continue the battle beyond the eternal boundary. Justice is eternal.
At our last meeting, we voted 6-2 to postpone using the Zeus cannon to attack the Leonid meteor. We have reconvened today to vote on that very issue again. Now, I'd like to ask the director of the Bioetheric Center to speak. Dr. Sid, please.
You've been an idiot ever since you were a little kid. But you're not a liar. Besides, nobody could make up a story like that. So, you think that the demon possessed Pi, and then trashed your room?
My father was the one who loved demons. Why is this happening to me?
I don't think
that you can go back anymore.
What?
Kai is right. As long as you're not human, you can never live a normal life.
But I can't just...
This is a real small and dingy town. You work hard like a dog and hang on to your small little dreams. For mortals, it's not a bad life. But for you, why not just chuck it all?
Tarlan, the hairless runt. It is you. Where's Kerchak?
I protect the family now.
You? Don't make me laugh. I'll make it real simple. Everyone who accepts me as the new leader gets out of the pit. Everybody else, well, get used to living in a hole.
On the evening of May 19th, 1903, in the oak-paneled game room of the exclusive University Club in San Francisco, a group of well-to-do men were sharing drinks and conversation. The talk centered on President Theodore Roosevelt's political fortunes and the chances that the Boston Pilgrims might take the pennant in the brand new American League. Then the discussion turned to another topic, the future of a new machine that only recently had been showing up on the streets of major American cities, the horseless carriage. A debate broke out, and one man, a stranger to the club, soon found himself completely outnumbered.
Justice League is a super friends for the next generation of cartoon lovers. An exciting, fun show, skillfully realized. Adam Rogers, Newsweek.com. Every episode becomes an epic event. Animation Magazine. Book cool. Like Duffy, Knight Ridder newspapers. Watch the show TV Guide has called the year's best action cartoon. Justice League, only on Cartoon Network.
For over 3,000 years, a story has lain hidden beneath the sands of Egypt. A story we are only now beginning to reclaim. It is the story of a time we call the New Kingdom. It left us the greatest treasures of the ancient world, an extraordinary legacy in papyrus, stone, and gold. But behind these treasures lies an epic tale of real people. People like Ramesses the Great, Tutankhamun, the Boy King, and one of the most beautiful and powerful women of the ancient world, Queen Nefertiti.
The call to serve is at once invisible and always present. And for those who choose to answer the call, for their country, for their fellow man, for themselves, it is the most powerful force on Earth. America's Navy, a global force for good.
One heretic can pollute the others with impure ideas, and then hardship will come to all your people.
Yes.
The girl is already dead. Think no more of her. Turn your devotion to the next harvest. Do not insult us again.
Mosley, FBI.
So that's what an FBI badge looks like. I really have to be somewhere.
You should have thought of that before you got your panties caught in the ringer. That was you who called us yesterday, wasn't it? If the TX-1 goes online, besides the ungodly sums that'll be stolen, it'll cost the world billions to re-encrypt all those transmissions. If that happens, you better pray I find Spider-Man. Because if I don't, I'm coming after you, and I'll be treating you as if you and Spider-Man were one and the same.
The Guardians will be wise to step aside. A new order to the universe is coming. One that will be written in fire, and with the blood of all who oppose me. You would be wise to join me.
I don't know what you're selling, but I'm not buying.
What you want is irrelevant. The only will that matters is mine. The one true voice of the flame of Pytar. Such was bestowed upon me in the time of before.
You're certain Barananok is here? It's a temple to Ralos Zek?
You hear the
any
audio?
Want to come to this forsaken hole, Rock?
Prepare the troops.
We've got a Brotherhood line we'll need to pound our way through. The Dawn Brotherhood General and this Ogre's key are mine. I'll have the head of anyone who presumes otherwise.
I did not think you would come. Humans scare so easily.
I'm only half human.
And half of nothing is still nothing. Mechanic! I want a fair fight, human. So I shall willingly forego my arsenal. It seems you have reached your limit, but Atlas has power to spare. No one defeats Atlas. No. Your friends will remain as my trophies, and there is nothing you can do about it. Fool! Did you actually believe you could defeat Atlas? I am all robot, and you are only human.
Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, the Hulk. Comic book superheroes have thrilled and inspired generations of readers, while critics have dismissed them as nothing more than kid stuff. But if you go behind the mask and beneath the cape, you'll see a more complicated story. Ever since the Great Depression, superheroes have dealt with deep personal, social, and political issues. And in every era, the forces that have shaped our world have transformed theirs. Comic book superheroes unmasked.
In the burning sands of northern Africa, beneath a hot desert sun, a powerful kingdom thrived for thousands of years. Strong kings and queens built massive temples and buried their dead in pyramid-shaped tombs. But this is not Egypt, and the people who made these monuments were not ancient Egyptians. This is the Sudan, the largest country in Africa and the birthplace of Nubia, a golden kingdom nourished by the Nile. These were the people of the book, the people of Abraham, the first to encounter the one true God. Of Moses, the only human being to see God face to face. And of David, warrior, king, and adulterer. They come in the night and strike without warning. Targeting tombs and palaces, these robbers of the dead have been plundering riches since the beginning of time.
This tomb was probably robbed by people who helped build it.
Follow the trail of the tomb raiders as we crawl through the hidden passages buried deep within Egypt's massive pyramids. Learn the smugglers' secrets and prowl the dark alleyways of the black market antiquities trade.
Where'd you get these things from?
Then ride along with antiquities police as they swoop down on suspected looters and find out if even these high-tech warriors can thwart the relentless tomb raiders. Harry Essex was one of the writers that would help produce the shooting script. However, it wasn't until Arthur Ross was hired that the story truly began to take shape. Like Paisley Adams, children seem to flock to the creature. Some see him as the hero. Others are scared of him, but they all love him. The Keys is long gone. But one thing that remains constant is the popularity of the Gill Man. America has always been about business, establishing an industrial empire. But some of those businesses took advantage of its workforce, while creating tremendous wealth for its owners. Monopolies were challenged and labor laws enforced, causing competition among businesses to grow even stronger. And perhaps nowhere more fiercely than in the music business. With access to abundant hopefuls, record companies easily exploited artists and controlled the distribution of music in record stores and on the airwaves. Artists were often coerced or forced into contracts that gave up ownership of their own music.
For more than 13 years, Jack Johnson was the most famous and the most notorious African American on Earth. He battled his way from obscurity
to the top of the heavyweight ranks. Won the greatest prize in American sports. A prize that had always been the private preserve of white combatants. Then suffered persecution at the hands of his own government. And years of exile before the title was taken from him.
It is the last great wilderness of its kind. A forgotten northern rainforest, where hundreds of pristine waterways slash from on high into the Pacific, and where islands remain lost to time. Here, mythical beings emerge from the mists of the ages, and science finds magic made real. Bear-killing wolves take to the sea, swimming from island to island. Grizzlies clash in titanic battles, while their young ones prepare to do the same.
It is a plantation operation. A boat like this loads up at port, signs on as many men as it can hold, then goes out for months, sometimes years at a time. However long it takes to fill their stores. Captured bounties on one side, contracted manpower on the other.
A chieftain, one of their best warriors. Activate this bridge oracle, again and again! All who serve the prophets will be punished, and meet. And so the hunter becomes the prey. And so, you must be silenced. And the fleet? Has quarantine been broken? And yet it seems to speak the truth.
Oni, out of the shadows. The spies announce themselves now, Agent Locke.
I'm a Spartan now, sir.
I know who you are. You were an agent when you volunteered to execute me.
I saved your life today.
Yet now you hunt another Spartan, the greatest of your clan.
High above a deep, forbidding canyon is a mysterious cave known as the Cave of Letters. Historians believe that 2,000 years ago, this desolate cave was used as a hideaway by Jewish refugees escaping the oppressive rule of the Roman Empire. But what actually happened here? What desperation could have driven people to this nearly inaccessible place? What can the ancient letters and objects found here tell us about their plight?
For thousands of years, the Holy Lands of the Middle East have run with blood. Here, the scars of battle fought between three of the great religions of the world are etched into the earth. But the deepest wound was made by a war between Christian and Muslim, begun at the close of the 11th century and fought for 200 years. At stake, a tiny strip of land just a few hundred miles long, but with the greatest prize, Jerusalem.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Who said that?
I did. Now give me the necklace, or I'm gonna go upside your head with this 10-pound dirty diaper. Get her. Come on, Cece, we gotta go. Take us home. You're not going anywhere, Toots. Sit down. Who you calling a wannabe?
Every motherfucker here knows what we need to do. Now those bitches be riding around here thinking they own these streets. I don't care what flags they flying. Rollers, Carnales, Vice Kings. No one's making this nigga scared to walk the road. We about to lock this shit down right now.
I knew early on what it was I let loose on Stillwater. The Playa was reckless and uncaring. Left a wake of bodies pointing right back at us. Think more of the city was destroyed than saved in the end. Sure, the Saints were taken over, but at what cost? I couldn't risk letting a sociopath run things, so I did what I had to do. Never thought the bastard would survive the explosion.
Does Zinyak have a strong personality? Absolutely. But then again, so did the previous president. And you know what? When I look at the two of them, I see more similarities than differences. Both have proven leadership experience. Both maintain their composure in high-pressure situations. Both have a love of Jane Austen. But most importantly, both of them will not stop until they get what they want. For this war to end, we need to stop rattling sabers and realize that victory doesn't come from annihilating an enemy, but by making an enemy your friend. All of us are heroes in our own stories. The time has come for us to grow up and have perspective. Earth will have its salvation, but it will come on the back of humility, not violence.
Step aside, Autobot. The Allspark belongs to Megatron. I will exterminate the humans and claim it now. This, no. But you're done. Lord Starscream, I have scanned the police database for information on this Sam Witwicky. We've acquired his image from the database and are tracking.
None of them have seen what you've seen. You faced down a Reaper. Hell, you spoke to one, then blew the damn thing up. You've seen how they harvest us, what they plan to do to us. You know more about this enemy than anyone.
That why they grounded me? Took away my ship?
You know that's not true. The shit you've done, any other soldier would have been tried, court-martialed, and discharged. It's your knowledge of the Reapers that kept that from happening.
That and your good word?
Yeah, I trust you, Shepard. And so does the committee.
I'm just a soldier, Anderson. I'm no politician.
I don't need you to be either. I just need you to do whatever the hell it takes to help us stop the Reapers.
Soon the sphere began to nurture new kinds of life. And there was one that stood above all the rest. Its fragile shell belied its vicious nature. And in what seemed like a heartbeat, these things proliferated in both number and destructive means. Now they have harnessed the most destructive force. And I, the Center, have concluded that the sphere must be cleansed of them.
Ellington was the charismatic leader of history's greatest big band. Strayhorn was his indispensable partner, composing as usual in the background. Strayhorn was often uncredited for songs that he wrote. It served his interest for years, allowing him to work alongside Ellington out of the spotlight.
Another standing ovation. The curtain goes down on one of Broadway's hottest shows. 25 years after this courageous tale of love and redemption left its first audience breathless. Little did Alice Walker ever imagine that her tribute to her ancestors' struggle would inspire generations. For now, the spirit lives on every night on this Broadway stage. This is the color purple, the color of success.
Thank you, Hammerhead. Gentlemen, I'll get right to the point. For the last 4 months, a pest has plagued our operations. At first, I could hardly credit the reports. Establishing patterns of movement took all summer. But last night, we had confirmation. The Spider-Man is real.
And you want the enforcers to wrangle up this here spider?
No, Montana. I want you to squash it.
Not like any mother I've ever known. You probably think this world is a dream come true. But you're wrong. The other Wybie told me so. Perhaps not to you. We cats, however, have far superior senses than humans and can see and smell and... Shh! I hear something. Right over.
Well, lowly pawn, has your vaunted blade altered fate's course? Your own obliteration. That is the greatest change you can ever hope to accomplish in this world. Now surrender to the inexorable grasp of deepest, darkest pandemonium, and lose yourself to oblivion. Ramirez! You're gonna get run over! Get out of their way! Ramirez! Use your laser designator to call in artillery on those vehicles! Ramirez! Call artillery on the enemy vehicles! Use your laser designator! Ramirez! Use the designator on the vehicles on the golf course! Ramirez, get that briefcase. What's left of it.
Fun fact about Voodoo Larry.
can't conjure a thing for myself. Besides, you and I both know the real power in this world ain't magic. It's money. Buckets of it. Aren't you tired of living on the margins while all those fat cats in their fancy cars don't give you so much as a sideways glance? All you got to do is marry Big Daddy's little princess, and we'll be splitting that juicy LaBeouf fortune right down the middle. 60-40, like I said.
Deep in the South, there are stories. Painful stories.
Glad you could join us, Megamind. Well then, now all the guests are here. Let the party begin.
Not for long, because I'm here to bring you to justice.
Not before we party like a plague first, baby. Get that super square.
And a mecca for living things. Beneath the placid surface, crocs stalk their prey. In the skies above, eagles battle for fishing rights. 6 outs an inning. The distance from home plate to first base was still a perfect 90 feet. Ball players, managers, and even fans continued to cling to their cherished superstitions, hoping against hope to intervene in outcomes actually determined by talent and preparation, accident and error. Superstars continue to retire as heroes in the full glare of the spotlight, while lesser players continue to quietly disappear. Their statistics, the only residue of their existence in the game. The fear of communist infiltration in America dates as far back as the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. The fear of communism coming to the U.S. echoed throughout families in America, believing that it destroyed liberty, property rights, law, order, marriage, the home, and education. Bolshevism was to Americans the new boogeyman that led to the Great Red Scare of 1919-1920. Have you ever wondered why so little is known about the Nubian pharaohs that ruled all of Egypt around 700 BC? Is this merely coincidence? Was there a lack of accomplishment, importance, or significance surrounding their reign? Or is this absence of information contrived, premeditated, or purposeful? Is history being ignored or whitewashed? If so, why and by whom? Is there a religious connection? Is there a racial consideration? Or is it both?
Let me drop something on you. Back in L.A., they came to me and asked, "What do you think of David Boreanaz for Bone?"
They came to you for that.
I was shocked too, considering my sordid history with the Sisters Deschanel. I was like, Boreanaz? I didn't see it. But I was the only one, and I felt that isolation. So I took myself off the project.
You walked away.
I ran, AJ. I ran.
Don Cornelius, one of America's hippest hosts, built his empire in the entertainment industry with his weekly television show, Soul Train. Soul Train nationally syndicated television shows brought fashion and music to the dance floor and in the home of African Americans around the world. In 2012, Greendale Community College was the site of the largest and longest pillow fight in community college history. It shaped and scarred the landscape of their campus and forever changed the lives of those involved. A healthcare administration student who turned a storage room into a sanctuary for soldiers with broken glasses and lightly grazed testicles. A high school dropout and amateur photographer whose borrowed camera would capture some of the war's blurriest, most poorly framed moments.
Silence, my molten mamas! We are perplexed. If you are a Baron True, where is your gift?
'Tis common practice among visiting dignitaries. 3 is more than 1. Prince Finn has smoked my jester! Pourquoi? I do hate my jester. A fire inside my body? I am disgusted. Give me your 3rd terrible gift and be on your way. Is that him? He looks terrible. Why isn't he here? Why did he send his buffoon? Leave now, buffoon, for you have failed. I'm with Chatsberry. If this comet hits, we 4 indeed may perish. But the elements we embody, fire, ice, candy, and slime, will live on. But a misplaced wish could cause irreversible damage to the very structure of existence. And there's the jump.
Strong takeoff.
He moves from the classic forward approach and hurdle to the open pipe position.
There's the tuck, the twist, and a fairly clean entry despite the roaring waterfall. Let's check with the judges.
Dr. Richard Kimball takes home a score of 27. He's got to be happy about that. On his drive home on the radio feed...
The fat pigs on Wall Street have all the seed!
And on the TV, more menacing words.
This land's for the pigs, not for the birds.
His nest repossessed, to his family a stranger. He felt a new feeling. Could this be anger? He found other birds with ruffled up feathers and said, if you're mad as hell, then let's flock together. They loaded him into a gigantic sling, aimed at the palace of the evil Pig King. He sailed toward the tyrants, blocking the sun. The bird revolution had finally begun. No, it ain't, pal. Unless the mayor of Sodor gives me $100 million, we're gonna drive this dynamite right into Knapford Station. You'll never take me alive, Sir Topham Hatt. Conductor to Skywolf, request pickup. So long, Topham! Topham, help me! I'll turn myself in, I swear. Just pull me up.
As a people, we have a need to memorialize these events so that future generations will know and remember. July 17th, 1944, at 10:17 p.m., a peaceful, quiet California summer night. Thousands of miles from the fighting of World War II, an event took place. In one explosive moment, 320 men vanished. And in the rubble, the way the military and America treated its citizens began to change.
McMahon was promoted to matchmaker of the biggest indoor club in the world. The Chicago Defender was quoted as saying, McMahon probably has started more boxers, many of them present and former world champions in their respective classes on their way to pugilistic fame, in the past 15 years than any other living promoter. In the 1950s, Jess's son, Vincent James, was a lead promoter of wrestling in Washington, D.C., and ultimately formed his own wrestling promotion, the Capital Wrestling Corporation, under the confines of the National Wrestling Alliance. In 1956,
do you really not understand? Your deaths today in the face of the Reach are a mercy. My grand laser emitter would have ended your world in a matter of minutes. Another mercy. But it seems the mercies of Mongol are not appreciated. So we will do this the hard way, and the war world will unleash all its weapons upon the earth. You're welcome.
The most powerful story of all time continues to shape our world. It's the foundation of our governments, the blueprint for our laws, a sacred guide for life's journey. This is the Bible.
Heads up, people. This is Nick Fury, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've called you here because we have a bit of a situation. As we speak, the supervillain prison known as the Raft is under attack by agents of Hydra. Several prisoners have already escaped their cells. Level 7 threats, like Green Goblin, Sabretooth, Living Laser, Dr. Octopus. Some have even escaped the island. S.H.I.E.L.D. has agents on site, but we need your help. Get to the Raft and do what you can. Good luck.
I remember.
You look different.
Everything does, doesn't it? Wonderland has grown stranger. I'm stranger, you're a stranger. Together we are strangers. Certainly not without Pepper. The pickings are slimmer these days. These woods used to be full of food, but now the only thing it's full of is you. The Red Queen promised you'd be the sweetest meat I'd ever tasted. Let's see, shall we?
We did not always live underground. We lived above in the trees. But then the settlers came, and we were forced into hiding. But we were safe, and over time, we turned what we thought our prison into our home.
Through 2 weeks in May, the traveling circus of NASCAR is called back home to Charlotte, North Carolina. For teams and drivers, it's a chance to play in their own backyard. In each event at Charlotte Motor Speedway, hometown bragging rights are the greatest reward for victory. The Speedway itself has had an untold impact on the entire region.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? You think it was the chicken, but actually it's the egg.
Huh?
Someone had to give it love first. Growing up is hard to do.
Yeah, we got it. Let's go.
How many times do I have to keep saying the same thing? Don't look too hard for the answer. It's inside of you.
Lana, this is all just crazy. Why does he have a gun? And why is he driving? I should be driving.
What's the deal with this algae?
I found a way to use it as biofuel.
Am I supposed to know what that means, or...?
As a replacement for fossil fuels.
Oh, my God.
Under the right conditions, the algae reproduce infinitely, and the only byproduct of burning it is water.
Holy shit. I'm surprised nobody's killed you already.
That's why I had to keep my research a secret. Can you imagine what this would mean to Big Oil or OPEC?
Unsettling, I know. Your pet beta fish chatting you up. But time's money, Elliot. When you live in a fishbowl, ain't no such thing as change. My entire life's been spent in this thing. My whole world's on your side table. I look around. Same shit, different day. The lighting, the furniture, even the sounds, always the same. I'm on a loop, and it won't stop unless my life does. I'm exhausted with this world.
He'd say it's time to walk the line or drive very fast between two of them.
It's okay. Mistrusting presidents is a patriotic duty. And that guy on TV isn't me. He's a turkey infused with my DNA. And I need you. And 10% of your baby. Now look, I know it's going to take more than some speech. But what is a speech? Isn't it just a question? And isn't that a question too? Speeches are words. Repeated words. Listed words. Repeated lists of repeated words. None of that matters. You know what does matter? Me asking you, will you do what I say? You know me, I'm reverse giraffe. I have a short neck and legs. I went to college with Hammer Eyes. Hey! I saved Ghost in a Jar's life in Vietnam. Hurrah! And Beth, how many times have I been a shoulder for you to cry on?
Too many.
Okay, so maybe we're just all fake. Or maybe there's only one deceiver here. The person that keeps telling us the path to salvation is being held prisoner and mistrusting each other. I don't need distractions, just my daughter. How many do I have? And you get to marry the winner. I have to find her. But your dad made you marry me, and look how happy you are, right? Darling, this is our custom. So let us hope the frog who wins can make our daughter just as happy as we are. He probably won't be as handsome as me, but you know, what can you do? My, that's preposterous. Next, you'll be agreeing with Inspector Noggin that there's life outside the pond. That's the story of Pinocchio. Your head is full of stuffing, not brains. What do you mean, meh? No. Tomorrow you start playing a vital role in the community. The morning cockadoodle, you'll be one step closer to roosterhood. I don't know about that boy. He confuses me. He's got the potential, but I think his brain's a little scrambled.
Isn't he such a dream, Dad?
Yes, that's right. He's a what?
We must dig the creatures out and resume the battle. It is a dishonorable death. Oh, they survived. The robot stated our collision was an accident. Perhaps we need not be enemies. Lieutenant Igithba, we are getting close to the Irilium. Your bravery speaks of a heroic heart, stranger. Interesting that you chose to shoot the ice and not the stranger.
We are grateful. Hopefully one day we can repay your kindness.
So you're telling me you guys stormed in here, sabotaging each other, tearing apart this mall, cutting in front of all these nice kids in line just to get your hands on some new toy?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure Santa doesn't reward that kind of despicable behavior, whether he's your brother or not. Now, you guys should all take a long look at yourselves and think about your actions. Sounds like y'all got played like a fiddle by a greedy slice of pizza.
I'll tell you when I've had enough. My maker didn't give me eyes. I can't see. Line up a few more glasses of that oil, Reg, and I will be.
Yes. Feeding on our brothers and sisters until only the strong survived. Weigh your words carefully, brother. When she sees the strength of my army, she won't dare challenge me. Light them. Excellent. Let her consider the cost of challenging me. She'll be ready to talk soon enough.
Streaming?
Hello, HD, DVD, and Blu-ray. And you've brought all your remaining formats to me. Finally, I can add you all to my queue of destruction. Fool, there's no escape. Streaming is the future.
Hall of Famer? Big-time record breaker? Sure. But never forget, Rickey Henderson was a trailblazer. Not so much for what he accomplished, but for what he taught a whole generation about real style. In 1991, Atlanta was a place where African Americans could express themselves, unlike anywhere else in America. There was no more expressive art form than hip-hop, which was just beginning to emerge on a national level, but already had deep roots in the Dirty South. When the curator for one of the finest art museums in America wants to buy a painting, it must be very special. Something about this simple scene has captured his attention. But he doesn't know yet that he has rediscovered an American treasure. His discovery is about to open the door to a lost vision of America and the story of an artist who sought to capture the truth of his time. The artist is George Caleb Bingham. People say your past defines you, your actions, your history. Do you really know what's in your past? Where did your family come from? What did they do? How did they live? The answers to these questions determine who we are. And yet, how many of us know the truth? One day, he descended from the clouds with Plasmo to create a shopping destination for all the people of Lakewood. He raised his mighty hand to the sky and struck the ground. And with his powerful foot, he split open the chasm. And with that, it was time to bid his robot friend goodbye. Plasmo marched bravely to its final destination to fulfill its duty. With the help of Plasmo, Lakewood Plaza Turbo was born. Ah, wait. One more thing. Ah, yes.
They had a spirited but respectful debate, and by the end, my daughter decided that since we are of Jewish heritage, the boy might like to have the option to become religious if he so chooses.
Sounds like he really helped your daughter make the decision that was right for her family.
And last year, when our triangle player died of starvation after getting his foot stuck in his triangle, Todd Chavez took over because we needed him.
What a guy.
He is always helping others. You know, sometimes, when that triangle part is coming up, I find myself hoping he won't show up. No man should be asked to give that much. He is truly the best of all.
Barry? Is everything under control?
Yeah. Everything is going according to plan. I totally have the vacuum, so the technology is finally ours.
Just bring the tech to me and don't screw this up. We are $1 billion company, not your playground.
That's what I love about you humans. No one reads the fine print. Oh, children, I just don't know how to express my gratitude. I'm flying so high, there's no way I'm coming down. There's a wide world out there just waiting for me. You should have thought it through. Hey! Probably not your best decision. But congratulations, children. You set me free. This fight's over, kid. I'm only getting stronger and hungrier. Thank you for my freedom, children. You hold tight now. Running is just gonna make you gamey.
It is as I feared. The humans court war with Gorilla Kind.
Why did you not tell me, Grodd?
More humans had entered the city.
I was about to inform you, Solovar.
Why are you here? Study us like animals. Make us your pets. After you die, your friends will follow you into the black.
Greetings and salutations, grouchy man. Oh, those walls, that carpet. Ah, the naive cephalopod style. Not very sophisticated. Oh, tacky. You watch this nonsense? Nothing, I'm sure. Apparently no brain required. Come, Papa Bob. Let's get out of here before this bad taste rubs off on us.
Gary, days are coming. The war for your universe has begun. The time has come for you to free me. Otherwise, no one, past, present, or future, will survive. Everything depends on all of you. Our journey leads to final space.
Wait, to Quinn?
Together, we can save her.
How?
Gather the 5-dimensional keys. With them, you'll have the power to break through my prison.
Okay, that's great and all, but where do I get them?
They are hidden across your universe. But you are already in possession of the first one. Peace out, Gary.
You're coming with us, you little punks. No one destroys a Rook Unlimited laboratory without repercussions. Rook thinks working with you amateurs is a good idea. I disagree. You're weak, untrained. We use this room to test chemical compounds, but now I see it has other uses. Let's see how powerful you really are. Yes, sir. In my professional assessment, the Flex Fighters are making the situation worse. They're untrained, inexperienced children. Costumes does not make them superheroes. This creature doesn't respond to small arms fire. We've convinced city police to clear the field. Rook Unlimited Security has absolute control. Let's use it. We should deploy plasma missile strikes. Gambler, you made this rig feel like a jig, and for that, I leave you half my cigs.
Half?
Terry, you get the other half, because I croaked first and lost the bet.
Son of a bug.
To Deborah, my daffy old bat, I leave my taps for you and the cat.
We're rich. Crackers.
To Dumpy, the egg to my nog, I leave you the keys to my hog. To Lancery, the Prince of Pine, I leave you my favorite vine.
He gave me a weed?
To Big Man, the perfect dame, I leave you the final game. To Rusey, my curious coot, follow the clues and find the loot.
T'Challa! This way! Follow me!
Father, is that you?
Hurry-san! T'Challa! Hunter! Shuri! It is time to come in!
Hurry! Hurry, children!
Oh, jeez. You would not believe the day I've had today. Oh, yeah. My arm. Just a little boo-boo. Nothing to really worry about. Oh, no, don't cry. Your buddy Glosseric's okay. Look, I've got another arm. Plus, I've got this silly hat. Now, as your guide to all magical matters, are you ready to continue our lessons? Have you been practicing the dip-down exercises I taught you? No, a little longer and a little louder.
Harriet Tubman was enslaved from the day she was born on a plantation in an area called Peter's Neck on the eastern shore of Maryland. One of her first memories was seeing her sisters taken away on a chain gang and lost forever. She never closed her eyes, she said, without imagining that she saw the horsemen coming and heard the screams of families being broken apart.
There we were, on our way to my grandparents' place. The drive was long, but I was patient. You know me. We were just finishing up our food. And just like that, I watched my big brother walk away. Just like a big brother walking away. And that's the story of the kids' table. And how did my voice get so deep? Well, that's a story for another half-hour special.
Horseman, Samael, you saved me the trouble of hunting you down. If you weren't such thorns in my side, I'd almost be impressed. Brave words. I'll enjoy making you choke on them while my army watches. Then all will know of Moloch's superiority. Come, horseman. I will enjoy cutting you down. You may have defeated lesser demons, but you'll find I am in another class.
The rhythmic drums of the Congo. 300 years later, Charlie Bird Parker. But how did we get there?
Hurt, yes. But you are okay. I speak many languages. You are human, yes? Your tongue could not form the words. Thrall. I have followed you. I saw your doom approaching. I saw much fighting in your ranks. You stank of dispute. Your weapon is the one that felled Kazuil, the evil servant of Razok, the ancient destroyer of worlds.
Who has my crayons? I want a color. Squire, give me my crayons. Really? You? You look like an average run-of-the-mill farm pig to me. What makes you so special? Crayons, huh? What else can you do? Oh, really? Keep talking. Plugs? You mean like butt plugs?
Duh.
You intrigue me. Here's my card. Be at the castle tomorrow at 8 a.m. Don't be late. Oh, etiquette, schmetiquette. Ooh, and what do we have here?
Hey.
You must be Anne. Sup? Am I saying it right? Sup? The thumb of approval. And here's a thumb for you, Anne. Delightful. But now, let's get down to business, shall we? Getting you girls back home safe and sound. Alas, without the music box, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do. Marcy doesn't have it. And, well, I assume you don't have it either. Why, this is marvelous news! Come, let's see it.
Our ancestors originally came from the tropical rainforest. So the tropical rainforest, in a sense, is our Garden of Eden. And the gardeners in the Garden of Eden are the megafauna. The orangutans, the elephants, and occasionally, the rhinoceros, believe it or not. The fate of the tropical rainforest is inextricably tied to the fate of these megafauna.
You're pathetic.
Who said that?
over here. Look at you, Campbell. These kids used to love you. Now, you're the world's greatest nothing.
That's not true.
That's not true. Oh, cut the shit. This River Lake has made a fool out of you.
Well, what was I supposed to do? She has perfect pitch in this casual retro chic style that just... Ow!
Shut up and listen, you little bitch. Do you want to get back to being everyone's favorite teacher or not?
Yes, of course I do!
Then you have to crush her.
In 1970, the team that would become the Los Angeles Clippers were born to an investment firm out of Manhattan named Neuberger, Loeb & Company. The group intended to purchase the NBA franchise that had been awarded to the city of Buffalo and had organized a contest in the city to name the new team, the winner of which would receive season tickets. Of over 14,000 contestants, Dave Lejewski of Dunkirk would be awarded the seats. The name he had chosen for Buffalo's team would be the Braves.
I live again! Dang it. Whoa, come on, Lord! What did I ever do to you? People change, man! I just want to be a normal guy with a normal life. I swore I would never do this again. Hold this for me. I live again! Again. Hi, I'm Manny. We've met. You. Why are you wearing one of our crowns? You don't belong here. That's why it's not snowing.
Lith, she does belong. She's a Yeti.
Oh, really? What instrument is she? What family is she in? More time? I'm afraid we're all out of it, son. Yetis, start wrapping yourselves up like little snow burritos and prepare for hibernation. Oh, it's you. Well, Lucy, thank you for that little skit. A little piece of entertainment before we hibernate. Now us real Yetis will do just that. Why don't you and your friends go back to your little summer camp where you belong? Are you lost? Yes, I have a head. It's here, above the fog.
Can you see up there? Can you see Susie's house?
I can see her chimney.
Then take me there, Tummy.
Okay.
Hey, Tummy!
Well, you kind of ruined the whole vibe of my speech, but I guess you made a pretty solid point about not letting the world go into the toilet, at least not for a couple of years. I'm gonna get home. The canned goods and jerky aren't gonna eat themselves, and I might want to take in a little of your park on my way out.
You're gonna take a walk in my park? You should. I mean, I would be honored.
Yeah, you know, you inspired those kids up there, and you inspired me.
I inspired you? I Whitlingered Ward Whitlinger?
Okay, calm down.
Welcome to Polite Pines Retirement Community, where everything is pleasant, everyone is considerate, and niceness is a necessity. Polite Pines, where resting in peace is a way of life. So, what do you think?
I'm sold. When can I move in?
Whoa, slow down. We must first make sure that you're Polite Pines material. Our residents are nothing less than pleasant, courteous, and even-tempered.
There is no destiny. There are no soulmates. There is no one. And yet it could be said that the core of human concern is a desire to connect. Upon further exploration of this phenomenon, it becomes clear that there is only so much one can glean from examining a single life. Because for every choice that subject makes, someone else is out there charting an entirely different course.
I am as cursed as Jenny and Todd. Unlike you and your friends, we were born this way. Here at Helix, we help those like us learn to live a life of isolation.
You teach them how to hide from the world?
We help our patients survive the only way they can. Alone. When Jenny's ring was infected by the shadows, it connected her to Todd and his power became unstable.
If we cannot suppress Todd's power, he will destroy us all. What Marshal Dean saw that night was the first of an annual celebration that came to be known as Incineration Day. It would change forever the way the world understood incineration, days, and the entire concept of hazardous waste disposal. Incineration Day was founded 9 years ago, but to truly understand it, we must go back to the dawn of creation itself. Julius, an avid whistler and pog collector, and Gary, a former rodeo clown and beekeeper. $1.87. That was all. And 60 cents of it was in pennies. Pennies saved 1 and 2 at a time by bulldozing the grocer and the vegetable man and the butcher until one's cheeks burned with the silent imputation of parsimony that such close dealing implied. 3 times Della counted it. $1.87. And the next day would be Christmas. There was clearly nothing to do but flop down on the shabby little couch and howl.
Enough! The cough is a mere nothing. It will not kill me. I shall not die of a cough. I drink to the buried that repose around us. These vaults are extensive. And the motto?
Nemo me impune lacessit.
Good.
Siones, allow me to introduce you to the leader of Leviathan, Lady Barbara Minerva. Lady Barbara, this is Roman Siones, known in Gotham City as Black Mask.
No!
Out of the way, you idiots!
You give her the key, you die!
Don't just stand there! Get her!
The keys, damn it! Mount up! Take all of them! You, drive!
Yes, sir!
Move! All of you! She's not getting away! Morax, la dama. Morax not sure. Morax obey la dama. The black man's messiah was born Malchus Mosiah Garvey. His philosophies and teachings have impacted many social and political movements around the world. He especially had an outsized influence in Black America, where the cries for racial justice and equality continue to echo to this very day.
A barn out in the boonies? The heck happened? Great instinct, Stan. What else do you see?
See?
In the patterns. Well, we can all see the surface patterns. Go deeper. If only there was some kind of blueprint for this building.
As winter fades, another season dawns. Spring, bringing with it the promise of new life, new hope, and new beginnings for all things in nature. Here, the darling buds of spring emerge. Tickled by the sun's rays, they blossom into flowers. Even in shadow, spring's promise of new life calls our buds forth.
See how she comes there, wreathed about with spring, payload with her grace, virtues circling. All that humankind strives and hopes to be lives in that fair face, there for us to see. You gods that made me man and lit in me the longing to lick fruit of such a tree. I know that climbing high, I may just fall, but if you help me now, I'll risk it all.
Prince Pericles.
Who would be son to great Antiochus.
And to the great princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals for my youngest daughter's love, who both have courted her a long while in this court. Shortly they'll have the answer they've been longing for. But for now, tell me, dearest daughters, since I must give up my throne for a bed, my land for sky, and my cares of state for no cares at all,
Which of you shall say she loves me most, so I may extend most of my bounty to you? Tell me, whose nature is most worthy and whose merit goes unchallenged?
This is the voice that keeps you up at night. That feeling of dread in your chest. That churning in your gut. That bell ringing in the distance. You've been trying to outrun it. All your life, perhaps. Looking for that quick exit. Clawing to get away from the dark shadow. But I cannot be outrun.
Yes, it is I, Dog L. When you were just a puppy, I recorded all my knowledge in your collar. Talk to me, my son. What seems to be the problem? I'm sorry. I know how close you are. Well, you just can't sit there feeling sad. You have to go rescue him. That's not exactly what... It's not superpowers that make you a hero, Crypto. That's not your problem.
Then what is it?
Your problem is you.
Suck on this, bitch.
Oh, this is my new look. Fire, right? Bright white and light, baby. I confess, once my shipment from Claw failed to arrive, and I learned to whom he had divulged this location. The cube wasn't the only prize I came to retrieve. You.
That's not happening.
Why not? With this, I can make anything happen.
Why do you want her?
Because she's the perfect vessel.
For what?
You'll see. It's time to go. You were granted free will, and you chose a destructive path. You dominated your region for generations. But prosperity earned with violence cannot be sustained. Many of your society have perished in the senseless endeavor of violence and war, an endeavor which manifested my existence. The strength of a society must be built on a foundation of honor, not bloodshed. The war with the Coyotes was a warning. The disease of the invaders is a prophecy, a sign that Mexica culture must be reborn with a new spirit. Much of your society has fled into the jungle. They will succumb to the disease. You all right, Sunshine? Dynamo! Dynamo, you skitty kitty! Come on down now. Sunshine, I have done some far-out stunts in my day, but you are out of sight. Hold up, she's hurt? Sunshine, stop right where you are. You should not be bouncing around like that. If you're hurt, it's not safe. There's too many holes. Maybe she'll listen to me. Can I borrow that megaphone, Junior? Oh, thanks a million, Sunshine. I've spent a lot of time in hospitals. Here's a little something to keep you comfy. Every brave daredevil needs one. Don't believe everything you read, kid.
Listen, about last night and the incident in Philadelphia, I was not myself. I'm fine, see? And I'm busy getting to know the young ones.
I'm fine. And spending time with a young protoform sounds delightful. What say you,
Just call me Grimlock.
Greetings indeed. It is a pleasure for you to see me, Emperor.
Why are you here, Bacala?
A little birdie told me you found my betrothed. I'm sure you planned on letting me know, and it just slipped your mind.
He hasn't been found yet, but we have a good lead.
So she is alive? I don't need to remind you how important our union is for the future of our planet. When our two families combine, it will secure generations of peace and tranquility for our world.
Excellent. Then I look forward to hearing some good news. After all, you know how much I worry about Janira.
I am Askill, son of Kill, slayer of Ass.
Cool. Condolences to Ass.
Are you just giving this to us? It's gorgeous. You nuts? I'm gonna cherish it forever. Why does it seem really important to you that we set this on fire? Then I love your culture. I declare peace with Crapopolis. We feast tonight around the burning horse of friendship! That's the thing about the AI of the world's most advanced robots, including Adam. Yes, their programming is sublimely complex, but there are limits to what all it can achieve. I programmed 9.9 billion distinct personalities into that AI, the same number as there are people in this world. To put it plainly, I inputted every single option and possibility into that robot's artificial intelligence. A brilliant, audacious idea. That robot had the potential to be anything. It could be a scholar, a misanthrope, a coward, a hard worker, or maybe a genius or a dashing hero type. Or it could be capable of murder. I was an overlord once, you know? Yeah. And, it was nice to have that power. But when you're dealing in souls, while also being a gambler, the stakes are pretty high. And losing a few hands can be more than a little dangerous. So when you're down on your luck, you turn to anything to keep you afloat, even making deals yourself. So I know what it's like to regret the choices made, and knowing you can't take it back. For uncountable eons, I have spread across the galaxies like a virus, conquering 10,000 worlds to hone my horde. And on every planet there has always been a hero. The one. The champion. Each has inevitably come to this same moment, stalwart in the belief you are all that stands between the freedom of your people or the systematic subjugation into the Horde Empire. Each of you is so sure you're not only going to fight me, but that you might even triumph as well. And ultimately, each of you always discovers I never do my own fighting. But the Witness still lives. The Guardians and their ghosts will face the Witness, while we eliminate the remainder of its forces. Our final chance at freedom lies on that field. This enemy has taken so much from us all.